Here we go. Knew it would be this way. Knew we'd be down 0-1. Knew everybody would be doubting the Sixers. Big game tonight, of course, 7:30 at Madison Square Garden. Game 2, Sixers-Knicks. And we are, every Sixers team now, Joel Embiid, the coaches, everybody, lives with the baggage and history of the last 11 years. We all live with a history of the process. Every game they play, every playoffs, every MVP, all of these things, they come with the baggage of the process. And I understand, we all understood that the object of what we were doing, what Sam Hinkie started doing 11 years ago, was to bring a championship to Philadelphia for the Philadelphia 76ers. They were stuck in the middle. They couldn't go that way any longer. They bottomed out. They got a superstar. And now we are at the position where we start every season, and the question always is, are they going to win a championship or are they not going to win a championship? And every year they don't win a championship, we say that year is a failure. They did not succeed. This year is a failure. And I understand it. But I am here to say that this year, this particular season, is a success if they beat the Knicks. If the Sixers do nothing more than get out of the first round and win this series, this year is a success. I am an optimist, but I am also realistic. I'm realistic, and I watched, what night was it? Saturday night, Friday night, whatever it was. Saturday night, and I saw Sixers almost win. They was close, put in good work. Joel Embiid played, had a scare in the middle of the game, but he is clearly not what he needs to be to go 4 rounds and win a championship. So my realistic take is that we're getting Embiid, but we're getting like 65 or 70% Embiid. And realistically, if they can get through this series, and this team would be the best team that they've beaten the playoffs in the last 11 years. They are the 2 seed. They haven't beaten a better team than this. They go in, they wind up in the second round. Who knows where we're going? But to me, this year is a success given the circumstances if they beat the Knicks. 215-592-9494.
So is it safe to say if they don't beat the Knicks, it's a failure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least we got that part out of the way.
Yeah, they can't lose to the Knicks.
Okay.
Extenuating circumstances, who knows? Maybe Maxey has some disease. He's not going to play again the rest of the series. Maybe
Unless he got gout, I don't care what it is. Yeah.
He better be playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't roll with you on the whole success part of this. To me, this is still about going to depths that they've never gone to before, or they haven't gone to in 20-plus years. And so I understand that Embiid is compromised a little bit. Seems like you may have had a little dose of reality. Saturday is what happened to you.
He looked great coming out.
He did, yeah. I think he had, 13 or 15 in the first quarter?
15,
he looked good. No, he really did. And even, remember last week, I was saying I need to see how he looks so I can get the nervousness out of me as to whether or not he's injured or is about endurance. And then he had the amazing athletic play where he throws it off the backboard and he goes up and dunks it, but he comes down and he tries to land on that left foot with his left foot first. All of that weight sends a little bit of a shock through the left leg, scares the bejesus out of him. He needs to, his eyes damn near rolled in the back of his head when he was laying on the ground. I thought he was dying.
He looked terrified.
Yeah, he looked like he was scared. So he got up, went in the locker room, shook it off, came out and played the whole second half. He played the rest of the game. He did. I'm not going to sit and tell you he was spry and he was jumping up and down and all of that, but he finished the game. This is a long way to me saying nothing has changed for me. And once I accepted Joel Embiid coming back, once I accepted him coming back and got on board with it, the expectations don't change. The Eastern Conference Finals is a must. I still look at this Sixers team, and it's not really just about Joel Embiid. He obviously needs the parts around him to do their job. They need to be able to carry their portion of this load. But just as a whole, as the team, no, it's a failure. You can't, even if you were to beat the Knicks, and by the way, saying this is the best team they've beaten isn't saying a whole lot.
Well,
it just speaks to the competition that they've beaten.
At 100%. I completely agree that it is a statement as much about the teams that they've played as the Knicks this year, for sure.
Yeah. So I look at that, and then they would have who? And like maybe the Cavs or somebody.
They'd have the
second
Bucks
round?
in the second.
The Bucks in the second round. Okay, we can't beat the Bucks. Now we've gone to now we can't beat the Bucks. Why at one point we wanted the damn Bucks and Doc Rivers. Now we can't beat them.
You know what it is? I think this team, when they are whole, can beat any of these teams. I think they can beat the Celtics, honestly.
The Sixers or the Bucks.
Sixers. The Sixers.
About the Sixers. Okay.
And look, if Giannis is, I'm assuming Giannis will be there by the second round.
He's more injured than Embiid.
I just look at Embiid every single game, and I wonder at this point whether he's going to be there the next game. So if he plays every game, sure, I guess. But my realistic look at this is if they can power their way through this, I will. And look, that'll mean Maxey probably had a good series. It would mean that Embiid put his head down and got through it, and I could go into the offseason feeling fully confident about all these guys with all of the cap space and yada, 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 and go in and give it a try again next year. And do I think they could beat the Bucks? But my thing is, for this season to be a success right now, knowing what I know, all they have to do is beat the Knicks in this series.
Yeah. We're not going to let that fly. Yeah, that's not going to fly. Nope.
You're bringing softness back to the
that is not going to fly. You know I love these guys, and I love Embiid, but I can't let them off the hook like this. I can't. See, again, I go back. This is a reason why I said I didn't want him to come back, because it would raise expectations, and this is what would happen. Now I've raised expectations. Not only that, I bought into it.
You are in.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, not only that, I bought into the expectations, so I'm expecting it now. We got to win this game tonight, man. I'm not completely discouraged by what I saw Saturday.
No, neither am I.
Some good things in that game Saturday. They just need to finish. The Knicks just don't impress me. They're a scrappy team. They try hard. God bless the New York Wildcats. God bless them. God bless them. But we have, without a doubt, the best player in the series, and you can make an argument. You can make an argument with Embiid being here. Maxey ought to be able to match Brunson's points production.
I agree he should be able to. Look, they're close. If you told me I could have one guy for one game right now, I would take Brunson.
Sure.
But I think that there is a world in which for the rest of this series, Maxey can be as productive as Brunson is.
Look good to me Saturday night.
For sure, yeah.
Looked awesome Saturday.
Especially in the second half.
Yeah.
I think one thing that is, we'll spend all day talking about the game. One thing that is important for Maxey to me today is knowing what we have out of Embiid. There can be no 1 or 2 quarters of feeling his way through the game.
Right.
We need
out the aggressor tonight.
Yes, 100%. And I think if they beat the Knicks, it will show that he had done that. That is why we just have to lower expectations just a little bit and say that it is a success if they beat.
That is perfect. That is perfect. That's exactly what he needs to hear.
What now? Which dog is that?
So that used to be used on Chuck.
Okay.
It was a Chihuahua barking when Chuck was being a little soft, which
Oh.
doesn't happen often, which obviously would drive him nuts.
Yep.
And I feel like the softness cannot come back to the afternoon show, so
No.
that's why we had to lay that one out.
So you don't think it's a success, Jack? You
When
don't.
are the Knicks a measuring stick? Are you kidding me?
They won 50 games. They're the second team, not a measuring stick, a
And
measuring
Embiid-
stick for the current Sixers.
Hold on, softy. The Embiid missed 9 weeks, and they lost, 4 less games?
Yes.
Also, you can't lose a playoff series to Tom Thibodeau if you're Nick Nurse. Like, Nick Nurse should be embarrassed. If he's really a difference-making coach, then you're not losing to Tom Thibodeau in the first round. Come on.
I agree with you. They have to beat the Knicks, but beyond this series, the entire postseason, given the health of Embiid, is questionable. If they get through this one, it would have meant that they did something meaningful.